Hi guys, okay, it's me again. This one is a fast blast and I'm not going to take long about this, okay? So this topic is about carnivals around the world and how cities who don't have carnivals because of weather or because they just don't have a carnival culture can benefit from the carnival experience. I'll make this very quick with some very quick points, okay? I did some research on carnivals around the world. Again, like I said, I wanted to go into event planning, and that is the direction in which I'm heading. And one of the things I've observed is that have experienced carnival, the two major carnivals in the world. The first one being Brazil because of the number of people in Brazil, of course. And then the second one being the second largest carnival in the world is Trinidad and Tobago. These two carnivals, Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo, and Trinidad's carnival, they're very different. Trinidad's carnival is similar to the carnival in Bahia, which is the northeast of Brazil, in that it's a street carnival, okay? Whereas in Brazil, they have a little bit of the street carnival, but the main carnival is a show that you watch in the Sambódromo. Okay, now I'll make this quick. The purpose of this video is to put this out there as a fast blast for cities and businesses in cities how they can benefit from the carnival experience. Okay, carnival is usually towards the end of February, depending on the year, or the beginning of March. Okay, and the ways in which cities can benefit from carnival around the world is in one particular area. For example, where I'm up in the northeast of the United States, and in February it's freezing cold, so you can't really have a carnival in New York outside in February. But one of the things in which occurs every 4 years, whether it's the Olympics or the World Cup, you have streaming events. And I'll just run off some quick statistics on Carnival. And the way in which I think cities can benefit from the Carnival experience and also generate and small businesses that cater to customer service, such as bars, restaurant, lounges, nightclubs, etc., can benefit from the carnival experience while carnival is going on around the world is that they can do live streaming events. A lot of bars, for example, they stream the World Cup and they make a lot of money, streaming the World Cup, or they stream the Olympics and they make a lot of money streaming the Olympics. And one of the things in which they can do is, for example, in New York City, that can really benefit New York City and industries that cater to people out and having fun is streaming carnivals. So you have live carnival streaming events from carnivals from around the world. Okay, now the main carnival, and I'm talking about carnivals in the carnival season. Okay, so the main carnivals we have, the biggest ones being Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo, Bahia, and Trinidad. These are the major carnivals in the world, particularly Rio and Trinidad. These are the two biggest ones, right? And I'll just read off some statistics really quickly. So we have about, let's see here. So we have, let's see, let's focus on Rio's Carnival, which generates about $3.2 billion annually. Okay, Trinidad's Carnival is about, I think, it's about 173. The last time I checked, it was about 173 million. It might be more this year because it gets bigger and bigger every year. Scotiabank Carnival is 400 million, but I think that's towards the end of the year. So that's not the February, March because of the weather, right? And then you have Labor Day, that's 258 million. That's revenue we're talking about. Okay, so one of the ways in which I think bars, restaurants, nightclub lounges can generate income is having carnival season parties. Okay, where for the week of carnival you have carnival parties and you live stream the carnival events from around the world. For example, you can live stream the events from the in Brazil, in Rio, it's called blocos, okay, or blocks, where people just get out into the street, they have music, dancing, singing, and stuff like that in the streets. In Trinidad, before the major carnival Monday and Tuesday, you have Juve, which is early from midnight until morning, and you can stream these events and you can have carnival parties for the week of carnival. I think I almost forgot New Orleans as well. Oh, New Orleans is another big one. New Orleans generates $465 million. Okay, and that's annually. Okay, these numbers. When I did this research, this was in 2015. It's 2016, and I know that these carnivals was projected to grow. So I don't have 20. I did this in 2015. I'm sorry. So I don't know what the numbers are in 2017. Sorry, okay. Let's see. In Rio's Carnival, there's the attendance is 2 million people. In Trinidad's Carnival, it's a million plus people. In New York City Labor Day Parade, that's towards the end of the year. That's about 3 million people. Okay, and in New Orleans, it's 1,400,000 people. So I was thinking, I'll make this quick. So one of the ways in which, for Carnival season, one of the ways in which cities can generate income is doing carnival streaming events where you live stream the blocos, leading up to the week of Carnival, all the events that occur around Carnival, leading up to the major, Carnival event. In Rio, it's the Sambodromo, and in Trinidad, it's Carnival. What is it? Monday, Sunday, and Monday. No, Monday and Tuesday, up to Ash Wednesday. These are the two major events leading up to Ash Wednesday. Um, but before that, there's several events that they have. They have blockos, they have shows, they have all these things. And one of the way businesses in February, because I know February is a downtime for a lot of businesses, it's very slow for a lot of restaurants and maybe lounges and stuff like that. And one of the ways in which that down season in February where they can probably generate some income is having some streaming events, and they can have some carnival type style events, okay, where you live stream the events leading up to Carnival, and you can have Carnival parties that lead up to the major event, which is the Sambodromo in Rio and Carnival Monday and Tuesday, right? So when we look at these events, we see here that well, my research shows that you're looking at a large return on investments for some of these events. Um, some of the returns on investment, most of the returns on investment, sorry, are positive returns. I have none of the investments here shows me a negative, a negative loss of investment, I should say. Okay, so we're looking at, like, for example, New York Labor Day is 109 return on investment. Scotia Bank Carnival, for what they put in, they have a 400, percentage return on investment. You have some are even 800 return on investment. With a capital of, let's see, a capital investment of like 4 million and having a $3.2 billion profit. Okay, so we're looking at a lot of money, not so much money going into Carnival from the government, but a massive return on investment. So one of the ways I think New York could benefit in the month of February in terms of restaurants, lounges, um, any place that is a social scene for people, would be live streaming Carnival events from around the world, because Carnival is big, it's $1 trillion business. It's $1 trillion business. And I think that during the month of February, it would be great if businesses such as restaurants and lounges and hotels and these kinds of things would incorporate into their business model, a week of live streaming Carnival from around the world, and live streaming it, doing Carnival shows, whether it's Brazilian samba, Trinidadian soca, calypso, whatever. Um, to bring in that additional revenue in the month of February, because the month of February is a down season for a lot of restaurants and stuff like that in New York City. So that's something that I thought would be really, really interesting, right? So again, we're looking at New York City, the New York Labor Day Parade, which is towards the end of the year. 258 million in revenues. Scotiabank Carnival, that's 400 million. Notting Hill Carnival or Notting Hill Parade, that's 138 million. Trinidad Carnival is 173 million. New Orleans is $465 million. This is just the revenues. Rio's Carnival brings in 3.2 billion. Coachella, these are festivals. Venice Carnival, Venice's Carnival brings in 43 million. But let's see, Venice's Carnival brings in 43 million, but their attendance is 3 million. Okay, so these are very interesting numbers that I think that businesses should take a look at. I'm not sure if you can see this. This is some of the research that I did researching Carnival from around the world, and you can see the return on investment versus their capital investment that they put up and their returns of what they got back. Okay, as a return on investment. And I think this would be really great for businesses in New York or businesses in large cities. For example, not just New York, like I'm thinking New York, LA, maybe Texas. Well, that loses, Texas is a state. But cities in Texas, I'm thinking Miami, Florida, live streaming Carnival from Brazil or Trinidad while it's occurring, while it's going on, and live streaming the festivities leading up to Carnival could bring businesses such as restaurants and stuff like restaurants, hotels, um, let me see, restaurants, hotels, lounges, etc. Some added revenue because Carnival again is $1 trillion business. And I think that businesses in New York are losing out big time because they're not participating in the carnival season. And what I also know is that during the World Cup and the Olympics, they stream these events and they get a huge return from live streaming these events with massive amount of people coming to their establishment and spending a lot of money. And one area in which, and I think this is a huge area that has been overlooked, is Carnival. Carnival is $1 trillion business, and it's not every 4 years, it's every year. So I think businesses would do well, and also event spaces would do well if they had an annual Carnival week. You don't necessarily have to have a parade, but you can live stream these events, and you can live stream your carnival event, and you can market your carnival event, and you can make a huge return on investment. Not only that, you can also hire a band, you can also hire performers, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Or commentators to explain, okay, well, this is what's going on, this is what this means, and that kind of thing. And I think in the month of February, which is the Carnival month, okay, it can help. It can really have a positive, what is it? A boost, to your bottom line. Okay, so that's one of the ideas that was just floating around in my mind, and I think that would be really great for businesses to have a carnival season in New York during the month of February while Carnival is going on, where they live stream all the events from the two major carnivals in the world, Brazil's Carnival and Trinidad's Carnival. And I think it would help big time with business. Okay, so this was just a fast blast. I'm off, I'm out, and I don't want to take longer than that. Okay, guys, thank you for joining me. Stay positive. You're the best.